Alrighty, let's get right into it. So wait, let me take a sip of my tea first. Oh my god, really nice too. Hello there, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you are new here, my name is Delia Nimhard. I'm a third year LLB law student, and this YouTube channel is just about the life of a law student at UWI Cave Hill. So if you haven't already, remember to subscribe and at some point during this video, like, comment and share the video so that more persons can join this experience. So without further ado, let's get right into today's video. Okay, so on today's video I will be discussing, well, I'll be responding to some questions that some persons asked about what it's like being a law student at UWI Cave Hill. So I really like tea, and I think it's very nice to have some engagement while I'm answering these questions, and so it will be a tea talk, and a tea talk about life as a law student at UWI Cave Hill. So I have my teas here. This is my Earl Grey tea. I bought it yesterday. Really excited to try it because I'm a big fan of Earl Grey flavored tea. And so let's see, how do I open this box? Wow, this is really extra because I can't get it open. I think I'm gonna end up not opening it properly. I'm just gonna defeat the purpose of all this wrapping, because then how am I gonna seal it if I don't even know how to open it properly? Oh, I think I figured it out. Okay, so it's okay, so the first question is, what is the most challenging and most rewarding part of being a student? And there's a truck passing. Okay, so the most challenging part of being a student is like finding that balance, because you, especially being a regional student, you always want to enjoy like what is going on around you, but at the same time, you have to practice balance so that you can keep up your grades, still be like a good student, enjoy what's happening around you. So I think that's the most challenging part, trying to find that balance with everything that's going on. And it's even more challenging now with the pandemic, because a part of you is just like, oh, life's short, throws caution to the wind, but at the same time another part of you is just like, life's short, I need to excel in school. So it's really a lot when you think about it. The most rewarding part for me is when I achieve a new milestone. So each year I set different goals for myself, and every time I achieve those goals, I just feel very fulfilled, whether it is a GPA goal, whether it is getting a position like a student leadership position, whether it is surviving a semester. There are different rewarding aspects. So last year my most rewarding aspect was surviving year 2 because it was hell. But this year my most rewarding aspect was finding a balance, because I think last semester I was out more than usual, but at the same time my grades didn't suffer. So for the first time in a long time, after year 2, I had this sense of balance. At times I did feel like I wasn't balancing it well, but the most rewarding part is getting new achievements. I feel like I just strayed on that question, and this is exactly how I answer essay questions, and so we'll keep it moving so that I don't fail this essay question. Next question, moving on. So how to drop out? I'm not gonna answer that question. I wouldn't know. I have not successfully dropped out, and so obviously I don't know how to answer that question. But I'm sure the person who said this, and I know the person who said this, you need to see a therapist. Like, see a school counselor, talk to a friend. If you're serious, you can reach out to me. But I don't think, unless your mental health is like really suffering, I don't think dropping out is the best thing. I think right now a lot of us feel very overwhelmed, and when you feel overwhelmed, I suggest reaching out to a friend or family member. Quitting shouldn't be the first option. Continue to stay persistent, stay disciplined, but if it is affecting your mental health, think about other options before dropping out. But if that's the last resort, then do what's best for you. But I don't know how to drop out, I'm sorry. What was it like transitioning from Jamaica to Barbados? So, fun fact, I am the eldest of my mother's 3 children, so 3 girls. So that's to put some context into the transitioning, because I have not had one reciprocity as yet, because I think it was an enlightening experience. So if I had to put it into one word, it was an enlightening experience. A lot of new challenges, a lot of new experiences. It was enlightening. So for me, it wasn't hard though. It definitely wasn't hard. The whole process, you just have to keep up on your dates, keep up on the requirements, have a good support system. So I had a very good support system. My family was very supportive, and so getting here wasn't hard. That wasn't hard. You have to just, I'll talk about the mailing process at a different time, but I assumed the person meant like, how was it in a new environment? It wasn't hard. I had a lot of persons around me who taught me through it, who would call, message, you know, do you need any help? And at the time, campus was physical, so there were a lot of persons who were willing to, you know, assist you physically if you needed help. So like on my hall, I would have lived on Sherlock Hall. It was a very family oriented space, and so if you needed anything, people would, you know, be supportive. And at the time, the law society that was serving the student body at that time, they were very supportive as well. So whenever I had hiccups, like, they were there to, you know, walk you through the challenges and so forth. And I'm a very assertive person, and so if I am having a challenge, I will reach out and say like, hey, what's up with this, what's up with that. So it wasn't hard. It was a pretty smooth transition, I'd say. A few hiccups here and there, because when I just came to Barbados, the following week there was a tropical storm which ended up turning into, I think, Hurricane Dorian, if I'm not mistaken. And then after that there was this long period of, like a couple of days, like 2 days with no electricity, and then the electricity powered the water, and so it was just like no water as well, and it was just a lot. But in terms of transitioning, it wasn't difficult, very smooth, you know, reach out to persons, and yeah. So the hardest part about transitioning was getting accustomed to the food, and I can adjust to a new diet, to a new appetite. So it wasn't like, you know how some people are like, oh my gosh, I'm dying, I can't get Jamaican food. I'm not one of those persons. I just need to find something that I can survive on, and I'll cook whatever else I want. So it wasn't really hard transitioning, but I spent a lot of time on that question. So Deep down in my soul. Okay, moving along. How do you balance school and life? First of all, who told y'all that I was balancing school and life? Cause I'm not. Nah, but for you, how do I balance school and life? I reach out for help all the time. Like, my friends are very supportive. My family is very supportive. I pray. Like, that's the only way I am barely balancing right now. I do everything in moderation, or I try to do everything in moderation, because as I said, there is no evidence that I'm actually being successful at balancing, because I don't think I'm balancing. I think I survive, but I try to do everything in moderation. So I try to do things that I enjoy. I take pictures, I text my friends, call my friends back home, call my family very frequently, watch Netflix, but at the same time I do what I need to do when I need to do it. So I may not be the best person to recommend like planning and so forth, but I make sure that whatever it is that I'm doing, that I'm still meeting my deadlines, meeting my goals. Why does my posture look so bad? But yeah, I try to make sure that everything is happening when it needs to. A lot of times persons try to do too much, me included, but as soon as I realize that, I stop myself in my tracks and gather myself and say, nah, we need a break. So like at least once a week I try to do a self-care activity, whether it's just doing a face mask, recording a video, which is very soothing to me, so I'm trying not to make it become like stressful. Whether what else do I do? Go to the beach, watch Netflix, like, but I ensure that whatever it is I'm doing, I know that it's an intentional self-care activity. So if I'm watching Netflix between classes, to me that's not self-care at that time. But if I designate and say this is my self-care activity for today, fine. And I try to be involved. I try to be very involved. So even though, like, especially when school was physical, I tried to get involved in a lot of activities that would hone my skills, but at the same time that were very engaging. So as an extrovert, I thrive off interactions, and that helps me to balance school and life. So a lot of the activities that people think are like burdensome to me, they're actually fun. So like debate competitions, mooting, like a lot of those things are what I would consider fun. Like even engaging in like some of my my responsibilities as a student, those are fun to me. So, or I try to make them fun. So that's how I balance. I balance by, you know, doing a little of everything when I can. And how do I balance? I am a good procrastinator, but we'll just put that as the asterisk at the end of that response. So the next question is, have you gotten to explore? So, Sipsty again. I started exploring. I feel like every time I start exploring, something happens, and it's so crazy because I didn't explore much in year one. I went to the beach several times and that was it. I can't even recall going anywhere in year one, like outside of the beach and to like fast food restaurants, but that was it. In year one I was very focused. So first of all, in semester one I was very like focused, like I can't go out because I need to focus on my schoolwork. Wrong. Semester two, COVID came, so obviously I couldn't go out. So second year now was when I started going out to more restaurants, different beaches, and like going to, there is this park, Farley Hill. So the church that I attend, they had a oh my god, what's the word, island drive. So I got to visit some places. Third year now is when I really got to start exploring and going to different places. I'm hoping that I'll get to go to a few more places before I leave, and of course I'll take you guys along. Period. Cool. So no worries. So to answer that question in brief, I have gotten to explore. I'll try to make a list of places that I've been to, but like just off the top of my head, as I say, I've been to Barbados Beach, which is like at Caveville. Barbados is like a 15-minute walk. I hate being so close to the highway. But like last year I went to Baby Doll. Where else did I go last year? I'm sure I went to other places, but I can't remember right now. This year though, I've been to quite a few places. Siri was just acting up. I've been to quite a few places. I went to Barbados with my friends. There's a new Starbucks here. Went to Starbucks with my friend. Where else did I go? I've been so many places. I went to Waffle House with my friends. Where else did I go? The point is, I've been several places this year. I went to what's that place? Six Mix. So I have been to quite a few places this year, and I'm hoping to go to more places, and I'll take you guys along. So yeah, what's it like studying in Barbados in general? So I'm gonna start moving quickly through these questions because it's actually a lot and the video is like 15 minutes in. What's it like studying in Barbados in general? It's very good. I think it's good to be away from home because you can just separate school from like life. So I think it's very good. It has its challenges, but it's good to be able to have a new experience and, you know, enjoy life while studying. I see on your page you're a guild counselor. How are you balancing that with law school? I'm not. Okay, don't be tricked. But to give the cute answer, I balance by just saying what I need to say and keeping it moving. I complete my job. Well, I do what I need to do. So why can't I find words? I complete my responsibilities, I say what I need to say, and I keep it pushing. Like, when you have a position like that, it can become very consuming, and you can't let it consume you, because at the end of the day, you're a person, you're human, and you have to fulfill your responsibilities to yourself and your constituents, so you really can't let it consume you. Yeah, so I set deadlines for myself. Sometimes I miss them, but the reality is that's how I keep up with everything. So I set deadlines for council work, my schoolwork, my personal life, and I try to meet them as best as possible. And like anything that falls out of that, I just leave it be. What are your favorite and least favorite courses? So I really liked criminal law. Criminal law was a good course. Criminal law 1, that was a year 1 course, year 1, semester 1, and Dr. Matthews was a very good lecturer. The courses were organized, like the slides, the worksheets, just everything was just very organized. And even the thrill that I used to get when she used to run up the stairs and be like, what's DPP and Nuller? What's R and Hyde? And I'd be like, oh my gosh, trying to recall it. That rush, I miss that exhilarating rush. So that was one of my favorite courses. My least favorite course, honestly, there's so many courses competing for my least favorite course. I did not like law and legal systems. I'll leave that at that. I did not like contract 1. I'll leave that at that. I did not like contract 2 either. I just don't like contract. And it's not even the course, because the course isn't hard, but that's all I'll say. But those were, last year I didn't really fancy administrative law either. Like, it wasn't anything that I was like, woo. So I have a lot of least favorite courses when I think about it, but let's walk away from that question. Why do you choose to go to Caveville? So I chose to go to Caveville because I wanted the full university experience. That's the shortest way to put it. I really wanted to be on hall, be involved in campus life, you know, like be immersed in the student life. And I know that I wouldn't have gotten that experience at Mona because like Mona is just high school on a larger scale, and that's not even like to belittle Mona, because Mona is a very good campus, but Caveville is better, okay? Because a lot of the persons that I interacted with at high school, like within my high school and outside of my high school, because of the other activities that I was involved in, like I would see them at university, and I just wanted a new space to grow as an individual and to be, you know, set apart from my high school identity. And also I really love Caribbean history, and this is not going to make sense to some people, but I know that historically Caveville was the original law faculty, and I wanted to be fully immersed in that experience as well, you know, being a part of history, the history of going to another country, the origins of like the UWI developments. Like, I'm hoping this is making sense to somebody out there, if you get what I'm saying. So I wanted to come to the original law faculty where all the OG lawyers came. Not saying that if you studied at Mona you're not an OG lawyer, but the ones that get it. The ones that don't. But yeah, there's so many other things, and I wanted to like just, you know, yeah, those are the options that I'll say on here. Wink. Yo, my wink, I need to work on my wink. What's your favorite thing about Caveville? My favorite thing about Caveville is I have several favorite things, but off the top of my head, my favorite thing about the campus itself is how close it is to the beach. I can literally go outside right now and see the beach from my room, and I love that. What are your plans for after law school? So this is a trick question. After my LLB, I'm going to law school. So some people call this aspect of it law school. This is not law school. This is university, and then I go to law school back in Jamaica, Norman Manley Law School. And after law school, I want to do my master's. I'll see what's in store. I want to do my master's in what area? I'm not sure as yet, but I want to do my master's. Any advice for an aspiring law student? You'll get over it. Like, I know that sounds like, I don't know, that's not advice, but I'm serious. You'll get over it. Like, as law students, there are gonna be times when you're just like, I can't do it, I'm gonna die, like I just want to drop out. If I had $1 for every time I said I want to drop out, I'd be a millionaire. I'm not even exaggerating. But you'll get over it. That bad grade, you'll get over it. That lecturer, you'll get over it. That assignment, you'll get over it. That stressful period, you'll get over it. That, like, everything that you go through in law school, or like in this area of your law degree, you'll get over it. So push through it, and this too shall pass. So yeah. But in terms of advice, like actual advice, do what you can when you need to. A lot of times we try to do more than we can and not prioritize what needs to get done, and that is when we start to feel overwhelmed. Reach out to your friends. When I just came, I was like so weirded out because law students can be very selfish, and I said this with my back against the wall. Like, don't make anybody fool you. Law students can be very selfish, and so align yourself with people who are genuine. Like my friends, big them up every time. I'm sure at some point they'll come on the channel, but they are very supportive and they're very genuine. So I know that when we're helping each other, it's not from a competitive nature. And I remember one of the first things that they said when I came to law school was, when I came to UWI, was, you know, first class honors is there for everybody. The A is there for everybody. It's not like there's 1A, 2 A's, 3 A's. Like, it's there for everybody. So there's no need to compete. There's no need to prevent somebody else from doing well. So find people who are aligned with your goals, and they will support you naturally. Like, I have seen several people, even right now, like, if you feel like this is about you, it's probably about you. But if you don't, then kudos to you. I know people that, like, they have a lot of friends, always going out, always doing this, always doing that, and the friends are not there for them when it counts the most. Like, and it's just like, are you my friend though? Are you really my friend? And it sounds weird, because it's just like, Adelia, you could use this platform to tell people how to study, like, but all of that means nothing if you don't have a good support system. So like me, I have a very supportive family, very supportive friends, and support comes in different forms. So that's why I say, like, you could have all the resources, all the materials in the world, if you don't have a good support system, like, it's not gonna make sense. So that's my advice to you. You'll get over it and find a good support system. So the next question is, what should a regional student do before moving? There's a truck passing. Okay, what should a regional student do before moving to BIM? So for those of you who don't know, Barbados is sometimes called BIM. So yeah, what should a regional student do? Nothing, just move. I'm joking, don't just move. So I think some things that you need to do, which I should have done, was, the first thing is set up an account. So the best thing to do is get a Visa card, so that your parents can send you funds. I did not set that up, and so my family had to be like, especially my mom, had to be like sending money through oh god, what did I call it, like Western Union, I think. What is that, a financial service, whatever, money remittance service. Yeah, and the cost for those things are very, very exorbitant sometimes. So the best thing to do is set up an account. I said that because that's the first thing off the top of my head, but what else do you need to do? Write a checklist of what you need. Reach out to somebody that goes to the institution or possibly will be going to the institution. Make sure that your documents are in order, so like your passport. Make sure you can find your birth certificate. As strange as it sounds, before I came to Barbados, I was scrambling to find my birth certificate. At one point, I could not find it, and I was just like, I had to get a new one. I'm saying a lot. I really wish I had looked through these questions before, because now nothing is coming to my mind. But truthfully, the things that you would normally get together when you're traveling. So as I said, make a checklist, but in terms of sorting things out, the bank account, your birth certificate, your immunization card, like, it's good to have another form of ID other than your passport as well. Check your passport expiration date. You don't want to be traveling like without that. I would recommend sorting out your student visa as well. Excuse me. I hear that nowadays you have to do a police report, so sort that out as well. Well, what do you call that? Character report, police record, that is what they call it. So just make sure that all your documents are in order, and set up a bank account so that your parents can top you up if your parents are going to support you. And yeah, those are like off the top of my head right now, but I'm sure I'll come back to this at another time. The most fulfilling part, I think I answered that when I answered the question at the top, but the most fulfilling part again is when you achieve another milestone. Period. Pooh. How did you get through? How did I get through what? How did I get through the hoops? How did I get through the door? Like, nah, I know you're saying, how did I get through so far? I tell you guys, support system, discipline, prayer. Like, I am not going to be one of those law students that come here and tell you that you have to read the cases every night. You have to, because that would be cap and I would be lying. You have to have a system outside of that. Once you have a good system that holds you accountable, that is genuine, that is honest, everything else will fall into place. So don't you worry about that. But like, just like talk about like the student part of it. Make sure you keep your notes very organized. So whatever system works for you, keep your notes organized, have a good support system, keep yourself grounded. Like, managing the many odd personalities you interact with. Lord, the offense. As the question says, I interact with many odd personalities, and how I do it, I change up my coping mechanisms very frequently. So first of all, sometimes I cry a lot. Second of all, sometimes I sleep a lot. So, like, sometimes I talk to my friends a lot. Sometimes I call my family a lot. Sometimes I go and exercise. I've recently started like doing yoga because I'm in lockdown, and that's a whole not an issue right now. And sometimes I just, as I said, I speak my mind. So if somebody come to me with foolishness, I'm just like, listen, back up. I'm not gonna do this with you right now. So that's how I cope. It depends on who comes to me, and sometimes I just block people and keep it moving. Because, and when I say block, I mean on my phone, because one, this is my phone. You're not gonna disrespect me on my phone. And sometimes I just block them in real life. So if I see you, I don't know who you are because I blocked you. So that's how I deal with people. And this is not a platform that I'm using to entertain disrespect, but I am using this to let people know that, listen, at the end of the day, you need to put yourself first. So if these odd personalities are interfering with you as a person, block them on your phone, block them in real life, just keep it pushing. Yeah, but like at first I always try to cope with them. So at first I try to tell them, listen, I'm not okay with this, XYZ. But after that, boundaries, wall, bye. How are you motivated? How am I motivated? I go with my impulses. So if today I feel like do 10 jumping jacks, that's my motivation for the day. If today I feel like do a YouTube video, put on some makeup, look cute, post on my Instagram page, like that's But generally what motivates me is my sisters. I really pride myself on being a good example for them, and so, oh my god, I'm getting emotional. I don't cry, but that's what keeps me motivated. I know that at the end of the day, they look up to me, they expect greatness, and I always want to be that standard that they try to meet, that they try to outdo. I always want them to be able to say, I'm proud of my sister, I'm proud of what she's doing, and you know, so that's my motivation right now, completing this degree, so that at the end of the day, they can say, you know, my sister is a university graduate with first class honors, period, and that they can be proud of me as a person. So whatever I do, I try to remember that, listen, my sisters are looking on their, I'm sure they want to follow, or they'll do something similar. So that's my motivation. My 2 younger sisters, those are the biggest motivations in my life right now. Is law school just like in the movies? don't even know. Like, it is and it isn't. Law school is what you make it to be. So for me, I would say it's kind of like in the movies, like, because you have to stay on top of your notes. You're in lectures that feel like they're never ending, even though our lecture times are like 50 minutes. And some of the lecturers are very mean, just like in the movies. They expect you to handle their course load as if that's the only course you're doing. But I would say, is K feel like in the movies? Not really. And the thing is, it wouldn't be, because Caribbean law, like studying to become a Caribbean lawyer, is it's kind of different. So like right now, I'm in the degree aspect of it. Is this aspect like in the movies? No, they don't really show these parts in the movies. They usually show like law school, which is like where I'll be going next year. So right now it's not exactly like that. But in terms of having to study cases for very long hours, being up for hours in the night, like studying, yeah, it's kind of similar. So I wouldn't say it's the same, but there's some similarities. Do you all enjoy arguing? No. As a law student, you will learn that there is never an absolute answer. So to say if we all enjoy arguing, I would have to say it's a hard no. I personally enjoy arguing academically. So for me, yeah. For other persons, you will meet some law students who are very introverted, and you're just like, how are you a law student? You don't even like to talk. Like, it ain't making sense. But that's how some persons are. They don't really enjoy arguing. They like the written aspect of it, the theoretical aspect, and that's fine. So no, we don't all enjoy arguing. And if you're a law student and you don't enjoy arguing, that's fine and that's normal. Do you have to be good at verbally arguing to excel? No. I know quite a few law students who are better at the theoretical aspect, the writing aspect, and they perform well. Personally, I think I'm better at the speaking aspect, the oratorical aspect of law, and that's fine. That's my strong point. And strength is perspective, because not because I'm strong at speaking means I'm bad at writing, if you get what I'm saying. I'm just saying I'm better at one. You don't have to be verbally strong to be a good law student. It is a very good skill to have, and it is always good to improve your skills no matter how good you are at it. So no, you don't have to be good at verbally arguing to excel. Is the law faculty competitive? Yes. Very competitive. Too competitive. It's just, anyways, it's very competitive. Sometimes people will like withhold information from you, and you're just like, what? It's very competitive. Gets annoying sometimes. You ask people questions and they're just like, oop. But at the same time, I think part of the reason why it's competitive is because like people are just like, you answer one question and then people just constantly calling you and asking you this, and it's just like so it is very competitive. I don't know why. I don't know if it's the law students' nature on a whole or what, but it is competitive. But find your clique and you'll be good. You don't need to be friends with everybody. So even if it's competitive, use that as motivation to keep it pushing. Like, don't be daunted by it. Are your lecturers all lawyers? Yes, all my lecturers are lawyers. Like, all the lecturers that I've had were lawyers. I don't think all law lecturers are lawyers, but all the ones that I have had, from my recollection, were lawyers. So there was probably one that wasn't a lawyer, but was that person even a lecturer? I don't know. Is the law degree the most difficult degree? No, my friend. No. I don't the truth is I have not done any other degree, so it is hard for me to compare. But you see, law, med, listen, I see med students have to do some things. I'm just like, I could never. Like, the time and the sacrifice that law students can slack off with, med students can't do that. Obviously, because they're gonna have people's lives in their hands. I mean, we have people's lives in their hands, but med and law is up there. And like, alright, I should say like med, pharmacy, like those degrees, those science degrees, life sciences degrees, law is like up there as well. And I think engineering is a pretty difficult degree as well, to some extent. And I'm sure there are other difficult degrees out there, so please don't attack me based on my responses. But yeah, law is not the most difficult, I wouldn't say that, but it is very hard and it is very taxing on your mental health, on your finances, on your physical health. It's very taxing, but I wouldn't say it's the most difficult. I'm not going to sit here and cap. Somebody said you don't miss your yard, so if you're not Jamaican, you don't miss your yard means if I don't miss home, and I miss home very much. See that? But yeah, I miss home very much. I miss my friends back home. I miss my family. Like, I miss the food. Yo, the other day I got a barbecue zinger. Even though I'm dreaming about it. But yeah, I miss home a lot. But I'm going back soon. So, you know, that sort of, that sense of like missing is like, a part of me is like, I didn't remember that this is your last semester. So, soak up as much of Barbados as you can. But I do miss home, and sometimes I cry dearly, but everything is for a season. So I try to video call and call, like audio call, and that has to do for now. What to do for fun and where. So all of these, so like I did not just pick my nose, I was just like pew. But okay, so what to do for fun and where, like as a KVL student, that's a long list. So first place, of course, you can go to Batrock Beach, which is like a 15-minute walk. There's GT down the hill. GT is a bar, like flash zone bar down the hill, but I'm not encouraging liming during COVID. I will not. There are lots of other places as well. There are a number of cafes around. You have Cafe 195. You can go to Lime Grove. Lime Grove has a movie theater that I've yet to go to. You can go to Sheraton. Sheraton has a movie theater as well. It really depends on what you want to do, because the good thing is nothing in Barbados is far. So your biggest worry is probably cost, and I think if you budget well and if you go with other people, it won't be too expensive. If you take the bus, it will be much cheaper as well, because the bus to go anywhere is $3.50. So that's $3.50 Bajan, which is like $3.50 divided by 2. That's like $175 US, if my math is correct. Yeah, so $175 US to go anywhere via public transportation. So there's a lot to do. I at some point would have to do like a video on that alone, just so that this doesn't take too long. But yeah, so there is the beach. So just to generalize, you can go to beaches, restaurants, cafes, movies, a lot of the other things that you have anywhere else you have here. I don't know. Yeah, so I will go through a list. You have archery here as well, golfing, you can go for a hike. There's really a lot of things to do, so I'll probably do a video on that by itself, and I'll be going to some other places later in the semester as soon as I get out of this stupid lockdown, and I'll tell you guys all about it, where to get food, like groceries and restaurants. So I shop at church, right? Shameless plug. best time or places to study or study tips. So for me, the best time to study is at night because no one is awake to disturb me, or like there's no like yeah there's no there's no one awake to disturb me. But for some people, studying during the day is best. Not for me. I'm very sorry. Places to study, not in your room, anywhere except your room. The library is very good. Some persons thrive better in quiet spaces. Some persons have to be engaged. But I would recommend studying anywhere except your bedroom. So some people go to cafes. I want to try that. I am not on that wave as yet, so I might try cafes and I'll let you guys know how that goes. But the best place for me to study is in the library or on a bench somewhere that's quiet. Obviously I can't study on a bench at night, so if it's late I go to the library. If it's like still day, afternoon, early evening, I'll go on a bench outside. Study tips, I think that's a video all by itself, so I'll definitely go back to that. Best courses to pick in third year. So for me, I'm just not enjoying school altogether right now, so I don't even know if my assessment of the best courses is accurate. I enjoyed, this is so difficult, I enjoyed sports law a lot. I enjoyed the conversations in gender law. It was engaging. What else did I enjoy? Yeah, those are the only two courses that I could say, you know. And like the things I didn't enjoy the entire aspect of either of those courses so far. I just enjoyed like the engagement between the lecturer and the students. So like anything else, the work did just overwhelm me and I just wanted to get through it. But by the end of this semester, I will update this and let you guys know which courses are very helpful. Even though I didn't do investment law, I heard good remarks about it and I do think it's a very good skill to have. So I would recommend that as well, doing investment law. I'll update this list at a later time. Excuse me. How to do sports and clubs and where should you get involved? Well, I didn't do sports. I'm not athletic anymore. There's a truck passing. In terms of clubs, do what you like and so it won't feel like a chore. Why should you get involved? I will not say it add to your CV because that's why you have a lot of incompetent people in positions because they want to put it on their CV. If you're doing it just to put it on your CV, don't do it. You have to do it because you have a genuine love for it, or because it enhances you as a person, not to put on your CV. How to do it? Well, it depends on what you join. For me, I join things that require me to be engaging vocally, orally, like, so for me it's mainly just talking. So how to get involved? Reach out to persons who are affiliated with the clubs. You can always reach out to me because I'm the guild secretary, period, the Blackbird secretary, and I will try to find the necessary information from the persons, you know, affiliated with these clubs. So reach out to persons who you think may be able to get in contact with the persons with the clubs and then actively participate, because a lot of times persons sign up for these sports and clubs and they do not actively participate. You're not going to get any benefit from not actively participating. And also it's a good way to network. I didn't want to say that because a lot of persons end up going into clubs for networking solely, and that defeats the whole purpose of it. So I hope I answered this question well. Like, this storage thing really threw me off. My morning or night routine, I will do a separate video on this. And a stationery haul. I don't have stationery, so I have nothing to haul. But I guess at some point I will get stationery, and at that point I'll do a stationery haul. But this concludes this video, and I would just like to thank you for getting to the end of it. I barely made it, bless God, because it is very hot right now. And it's not even hot outside, but I had to close my window because of the noise, can't turn on my fan because of the noise, and of course the light is radiating heat. But thank you for watching this. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you have any future questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram or message me on Twitter. But you know, each one, and I hope this helps someone out there. So bye.